Hello everybody, a little bit of nonsense hopefully to fill your day for a few minutes and maybe to take away from the pain of homeschooling and working at the same time. I am doing neither of those things, so it is my gift to you that I provide some makeup tips. And the tips I'm going to talk about today, I don't know even if they're useful, but I really think everyone should look at how influenced they are by social media and what they watch online and how that makes them think they should or shouldn't do their makeup. And I thought I'd choose the biggest things that I see as not mistakes, because makeup is absolutely each their own, but the biggest things that maybe you feel like you should do and you really don't need to do. So first things first, concealer. What I am seeing a lot on Instagram or with influencers, celebrities who are always so young they don't even need tons of concealer, they've got beautiful faces, is this effect. Now this is a beautiful concealer, so please don't think that I'm advising you not to use this concealer. I'm just advising you how to do it the way I think is probably better for you. This is e.l.f. 16 Hour Camo Concealer and it really does the business and it stays, but this is what I keep seeing. So basically the reason I'm using it is because it's too light a shade for me. So it's from my kit, so I just want to show you what I see people doing. I don't even know what to do because it's so ridiculous. And then where else do they put it? Here I think they do, to lift maybe this piece here and here and here. And they just wipe these huge amounts of product onto the face and then just use a beauty blender or whatever and just kind of, you know, well, to be fair, blend it really nicely into their skin. This is the problem with all of the YouTube videos, the Facebook, the Instagram videos showing people how to do makeup. The final result is always beautiful. So of course, why would you not want to look exactly like that? Like this young, glorious, radiant person. But you're just seeing that video. You're not seeing how it wears. You're not seeing how it creases. And I promise you, this amount of concealer on your face is going to crease really, really badly. Also, this whole doing your concealer 10 times lighter than your foundation or your skin tone is absolutely beyond me. Yes, you might want a little bit of brightness under your eyes, I totally get that, but when you see it the way I'm doing it now, where it's literally 4 or 5 shades lighter and so heavy, of course, I mean, you can see already what a huge difference. Can you see that difference? How it's completely lifted my face, especially because I've taken it quite sharply up against my eye. I've really brought that lightness into my inner eye. So all of the theory is there. It is just not going to wear well whatsoever. And then of course, to counteract that lightness, you're having to put really dark contouring and shading on to try and balance out and give you some shape in your face, and it just ends up getting heavier and heavier and thicker. And then of course you need to set it, so then you get your powder and you get a big brush and you put loads of setting powder all over it, and what's going to happen? Just cracking and lines. What I would do with any concealer, again with the e.l.f. 16 Hour Camouflage, absolutely fine. I'm not using that because I'm using my shade and the one I use every day, which is my Take Cover Delilah Radiant Cream Concealer. Now this is in fact probably a little, maybe, I was going to say, is it a bit dark? But I don't think so, because I normally have quite a lot of tan on, but obviously I'm in lockdown, so I'm not really bothering to tan. A few little dots in the corner of your eye. I've done quite a lot because I think I've got quite dark eyes, and that's all you need. And you just need a nice fluffy brush, and you're just going to blend it really into that inner eye, and you're just going to buff it down underneath, and just take it just a little bit underneath your eye line. Really try and not to have too much product all over it underneath that eye area, because although I'm fairly lucky at the moment, I don't really have any creases around my eyes. If you do, it will settle. So we're just looking at light layers. If you want to bring it out a little bit here, but just keep using the product that you've got on your brush and just really get all that product off and buff it into the areas there you see a little bit of redness or discoloration. Often under eye concealer is a lot thinner consistency anyway, to concealer that you would use to cover spots, which is an oil concealer, which you normally see in a pot or in a palette. Anything that's in a bottle like this is probably better for your under eyes, because hopefully it'll be a thinner consistency. I don't know why I'm finding words so hard. To sit under your eyes. So you just need to buff it in. If you want to add a little bit more, add a little bit more. But I promise, although this seems really attractive and a very flawless way of doing it, it will not last. I shouldn't say it won't last. It will just won't wear well in daylight, I don't think. So try and buff your concealer in. Okay, second thing, what were we going to talk about? Contouring. So here's another thing. So I'm actually now using my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. They've all got such similar names, you're sort of getting a bit of a blur. And this one is in Dark Cafe one. Now I'm just using this as a tool to show you this contouring thing that's happening. Thinking that you have to do this, thinking that you must make your nose slimmer. Heaven forbid, why would you want your nose to look how it is? All of the tips and tricks that you see, another blender, that you see on social media, they've all come from really classic moves in old Hollywood, for drag queens, for loads of different old school ways of really slimming the face, quite accentuated ways of creating jawlines or creating different shapes of the face. And yes, the theory again is really there, that obviously if I do this now and I really contour nicely and blend it all out, I will have a very defined cheekbone. My nose will appear slightly slimmer. But again, it's more and more layers that need to be blended, that take time to do, a lot of time to do, and they need to be set. So you've got your foundation, your primer, your foundation, you've got your contour, you've got all these layers, and then you're setting them or baking them or doing all these things. And then what do I see people do afterwards? They get a bronzer after they do all that contouring, after they do all the powder, and then they go in with loads more bronzer. Why are we doing two different things? Yes, a bronzer might be slightly shimmery and might have a little bit of a glow to it, and you don't want that all over your face, and maybe you want to contour with a matte, but why not get a matte bronzer? This one is Daniel Sandler, Instant Tan. It's fairly matte, goes really nicely on, it's not a really dark shade. You know, why would I need to do that twice? So let's, on this side of the face, just do a lovely big sweep of bronzer into my cheekbone, just defining that kind of shape underneath the paddy bit of my cheek. I'm going to take a little bit onto my brow. If there's any left on the brush, yes, I might run it down the side of my nose, maybe a bit under my neck, just to make sure everything's nicely blended in. But you're not going to end up with those really heavy hard lines, and you won't spend another 2 minutes doing something you don't need to do. Unfortunately, I am really liking this side. Now it's on. No, but we have to stick to it, guys. We have to stick to not following the 19-year-olds. Okay, highlighter's another thing I see a lot of. Let's use this brush again. Again, beautiful highlighter palette. Not taking anything away from that, it's just the way it's used. This is my number 7 Yellow Brick Road highlighting palette. And now, yes, problem is I haven't started drinking yet. If I was drinking right now, I would speak immaculately. Let's use this quite bright white silvery one, which isn't going to suit my skin tone because I'm too dark for it, but it's what I see all the time, is this really heavy, oh god, that is a really good pigment. That is a good highlighter, it's just a bit much. And I see this going down their nose, or this bit I see a lot as well. Oh, and then I see this, hang on, I wonder if I can do it. And then they sort of blend. I mean, I feel like I'm taking the mick out of people who actually do this for a good reason, but what I'm saying is the people that seem to be doing it are people who have absolutely stunning, beautiful faces anyway, and then they kind of do this little ball thing at the end. I mean, I can't even do it. I mean, I look like I've got a penis at the end of my nose now, so yeah, but that's what I keep seeing, is this just really powdery, heavy highlighter that's just all over the face. People just go mad with it everywhere. You'll do that in your bedroom in one light and you'll think, oh, that looks right. You'll go out into a different light and it will look absolutely catastrophic. It will look so heavy and so fake. I mean, and also it shows up every bump and every line. If you want a bit of glow on your face, get a bit of balm, a bit of purple cream, a bit of lip balm, whatever you want. Pop a little bit of this powder highlighter into it on the back of your hand, mix it in and just dot it onto the top of cheekbone. If you want to spend a little bit more money, this is, I mean, I've all used it to death. I love it. Charlotte Tilbury, I think it's called Flawless Filter. This is number 3. Just a couple little dots. And it does give you that radiance. Use your fingers to warm it up onto your skin. But it just looks really healthy and pretty and dewy rather than like the very bold, whitey, shimmery. Things that you don't need to do. That's the concealer, the contour, brows. I could talk all day about the brows. I keep seeing it's this kind of very, again, each their own, but this kind of very heavily drawn in. I've got a spot in my eyebrow and it really hurts every time I go over it. And then this kind of thing here, this kind of right angle thing. And then the in with the concealer. I mean, I think maybe they do. I think it's maybe done the other way around. I'm not sure. Then this, and then, let's see if I've got a brush. I can, hang on a second, let me just get another brush. Can I find a brush in time? And then this sort of, this whitey kind of, and then up here to kind of square it off. I mean, apart from the time it takes, like, how bad are your eyebrows to need to do this? It's almost like another drag trick. And we don't like that side, don't get fooled, Victoria, by the fact that you've got lots of makeup on and you prefer it. But no, that by the way, that is a lovely, quite, I would say quite a thick brow pencil, goof proof brow pencil from Benefit. Quite a lot of pigment, probably best for darker skins rather than mine. I use the Ultra Precise Brow Pencil by e.l.f. Super fine little nib that you can just lift up and draw in some individual strokes. God, my eyebrows are really holy at the moment. And then brush that through. And sure, if you do want to define in that on your brow bone and really make your eyebrows pop, again, get you a little bit of highlighter. And that's when powder highlighter comes in very handy. Just getting up in those little areas, maybe giving a little pop of light into your inner eye. So anyway, it's just things that I see that you just think, everyone must be thinking, do I need to do that? Do I need to conceal my eyebrows and everything? You just don't need to do anything. Just take it easy. Do a few bits that make you feel better. Enjoy makeup, of course, but don't feel like all these 20 stages are something that are important in everyday makeup, because I can promise you, no makeup artist does them. Unless they're the makeup artists that get paid to do that look. What is a makeup artist these days, eh? I'm not even one anymore. I haven't worked for weeks. Have a nice evening.